In a turn of fate that no one could have predicted, the path to the 2025 NBA Finals for both the Indiana Pacers and the Oklahoma City Thunder was paved by one man, Paul George. Yes, the same Paul George whose departure from Indiana in 2017 and subsequent trade to Oklahoma City set off a series of transactions that reshaped the NBA landscape. Fast forward to today, and both of these teams, the Pacers in the Eastern Conference and the Thunder in the West, are sitting atop the NBA mountain, all thanks to the assets they received in exchange for George. It's a story of how two franchises, in their own unique ways, managed to build championship-caliber teams from the aftermath of that monumental deal. Let's break down how the Pacers and Thunder found their way to the finals, leveraging the assets they received in exchange for a star who, ironically, never delivered a title in either of his two stops. How the Pacers built from trading. Paul George Indiana's relationship with Paul George was always a bit of a roller coaster. Drafted 10th overall in the 2010 NBA draft, George quickly became the face of the franchise. Over his 7 seasons with the Pacers, he made 4 All-Star appearances and led the team to 2 Eastern Conference Finals. But after years of playoff heartbreak and a growing sense that he wouldn't be able to lead Indiana to an NBA title, George made it clear in 2017 that he was planning to leave the Pacers, preferring a move to the Los Angeles Lakers in free agency. The Pacers, unwilling to lose their star for nothing, traded George to the Oklahoma City Thunder on July 6, 2017, in exchange for 25-year-old Victor Oladipo and 21-year-old Domantas Sabonis. At the time, it felt like a smart move for Indiana, but few could have predicted how instrumental this trade would be in the franchise's future success. Oladipo would evolve into an all-star for Indiana, leading the team to back-to-back playoff appearances. Sabonis, too, blossomed into an all-star and one of the league's most skilled big men. However, despite individual brilliance, the duo couldn't carry the Pacers past the first round in their 2 playoff appearances together. By 2020, Oladipo's career hit a major roadblock as he struggled with chronic knee injuries that ultimately led to his departure. Indiana flipped Oladipo to the Houston Rockets as part of a 4-team trade that brought James Harden to the Brooklyn Nets. The Pacers acquired Caris LeVert and 2 second-round picks, one of which became the 32nd overall pick in the 2023 NBA Draft. The Pacers would then trade that pick, along with the 29th overall pick from the same draft, to Oklahoma City in exchange for a 2024 first-round pick, one of the key assets they received from the Thunder for Paul George. That 2024 first-round pick would eventually be traded to the Toronto Raptors in January 2024, landing Indiana none other than Pascal Siakam, the 2025 Eastern Conference Finals MVP. With Siakam's arrival, the Pacers suddenly had the superstar power they needed to become a legitimate contender in the East. Meanwhile, LeVert didn't last long in Indiana either. The Pacers traded him to the Cleveland Cavaliers for a package that included 2 future draft picks and a few players. From this deal, they drafted Andrew Nembhard and Ben Shepherd, 2 solid contributors who have played vital roles for the Pacers in their playoff run this season. But the Pacers didn't stop there. In February 2022, they traded Domantas Sabonis to the Sacramento Kings for a package headlined by Tyrese Haliburton, a young point guard with a sky-high ceiling. Haliburton would quickly become the heartbeat of the Pacers, emerging as an all-NBA talent and the leader of the team. Even Buddy Hield, another piece of the George trade, eventually became a trade asset for the Pacers, as they dealt him to the Philadelphia 76ers in 2024 for additional draft picks, including a selection that turned into Johnny Furphy, a promising young talent who is already showing flashes of brilliance. From trading Paul George, the Pacers built an entirely new roster: Haliburton, Siakam, Nembhard, Shepherd, and Furphy, a group that makes up a large chunk of the team's current rotation and has propelled them to the brink of an NBA championship. How the Thunder built from trading. Paul George Oklahoma City's story starts similarly, but it's been a more dramatic rise to contention. George spent 2 seasons with the Thunder, but those years were marked by underachievement. Despite pairing with Russell Westbrook, the Thunder made 2 quick exits in the first round of the playoffs, before George was traded to the Los Angeles Clippers in July 2019. This was no ordinary trade, though. The Clippers, desperate to pair a star with Kawhi Leonard, offered Oklahoma City a haul that would forever change the franchise. General manager Sam Presti took full advantage of the opportunity, acquiring Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, veteran Danilo Gallinari,